Well, hello everyone and welcome back. It's so good to be with you again today. It's Tuesday and I'm looking forward to sharing a little project with you today. So we have been working in our Birds and Bees journal, but guys, really it can be any journal. These projects will work with any theme. So don't feel that you can't follow along because you don't have this kit. Please use what you have, and if you don't have a digital kit, you're welcome to use, book pages or wallpaper or anything else that you want to use. So please follow it along. Right, so you've been watching me do all these little projects here, and we've done quite a few. They're in the playlist if you're wanting to follow along and catch up. I'm going to do a little page today that's going to fit very nicely over here on this cream page opposite the lovely dragonfly. So that's what we are going to do today. So I can take it away now until a little later, and just put that to the side here, and I'm going to show you what you need. Right, so first thing that you're going to need are, I'm using my templates. These are templates I've had for years now, and you know that I make good use of them. They're very reasonably priced and on sale on my website page. And these are my exciting envelope templates. Now we're going to use every one of them in this kit. We've got a long tab. We've got another piece that is now oh, there it is. Let me show you. That's the tag for this tag, this pocket. Then we've got envelopes 3, this one, we've got this one, and we've got this one. So 3 envelopes and 1 long tag. All right, so that's what we're going to use today. So that's easily done. And I back these, I've traced mine, well, I've printed them out. I've made others of these already onto card. But usually what I do is I print it out. It looks like this. You cut it out, and I've mounted it onto cereal box. All right, so that's what I've done there. And then you can see exactly, you just put it down on the piece of paper that you want to use, and then you draw around it and cut it out. All right, so it's as simple as that. Now guys, I will say on my website at the moment, I seem to have a problem with my currency converter. The people that I bought it from, or I don't know what's going on there, but I will say on the good note that the pound is very weak at the moment against the US dollar, and you're pretty much looking at almost the same in value. So if you want to know what it is in US dollars, you take the British pounds, which is the currency I use, and you multiply that by 1.1, because there's only 10 cents in it between it. 1 pound equals $1.10. Now I don't think it's been that low ever, so take full advantage of it. All right, and there's a sale on, so there you go. All right, so that's what I'm going to use. Then just some of the papers that I'm using. This is from my Birds and Bees journal kit, journal pages, and yes, I have cut out of them already. I've cut out envelope 3 in the polka dot paper. All right, so I've got one of those, and I've already scored it along the lines. There you go. So I've cut out one of those in this one, and then I have also taken the mauve gingham paper, and that comes from the kit as well, and I have cut out envelope 2 in this one. All right, there it is. So there's that one. And then I have saved the large one. Let me just grab it off here. The big one, I have actually done that with this page here. Right, so that one. And there it is there. Okay, I folded it already. So those are the 3 pages you need for those. And then I have taken this page here, and I have cut out this long pocket. All right, from this. It was like upright, not side on, but this is just a piece that I could show you. And that looks like that. Right, so we've done that with the templates. I have then used this template, which is the tag, to make a tag, which looks like this. All right, that comes from the background there, comes from this piece of paper, the collage page. And you can see that I've cut it out from the corner bit right at the top there. And then I've added on a couple of die cuts in a soft mauve, a light, this is actually a card color, and a violet color. And I've stuck on a little butterfly which I cut from the kit. All right, so that's what I've done with that. So now you know the pages that we need to use. And I think those are all the pages I needed to cover for today's project. Okay, so I have, as you've seen, cut out the templates already. Just they've flown all over the floor. It's all right. All right, so I just wanted to put these together and show you what we are going to do with them. All right, so it's the large one, the very small one. So that's 3, 2, and 1, and the pocket. Now what you want to do is you want to keep all these flaps. Mine got printed onto other sides, which is fine. We won't be seeing it. You want to keep the main flap. So you've got 2 side flaps. You want to keep this flap to the right because I'll be putting it on the right hand side of my page. If you're putting it on the left hand side of your journal page, you would want it the other way. All right, bear that in mind when you are working with this, because it is pretty much the design goes upright. So you want this to be like that, and I'm keeping these flaps to the right in my case. All right, so that's the first thing. And then if you've got a one-way design, then make sure, because I'm going to use this upright, that it does go the right way. All right, so those are just some watch points. Now the first thing I want you to do is to take each one of these. Now you've got flaps for the sides, which you would normally stick down like that, but what I'm going to do for this top one, so you've got your flap there, this flap here, I'm going to make a pocket, so I'm going to stick this one completely down. So I just want to do that with all 3. So just the top one here, like that. And we want to just stick that down like that. That's just going to reinforce the edge. All right. And then we'll leave that one there. So we can put glue on the underneath side of this one. There we go. And then I'm going to just run some glue along the top there. All right. So that will go down. And that will stick like that and make a pocket. And I'll just wipe the excess off. I've got a plan for that, so don't worry. All right, so you can see now I've got a pocket over there and I've got my flap on the right. Now you want to do that for the other 2 as well. Flap on the right. This one gets stuck down. This one, oops. This one gets glued on the top, and then you want to just run a bead of glue along the edge there. Hold that one down like that. All right, so 2 done, 1 more to go. Right, flap on the right. I've got to talk to myself when I do these things, just in case I make a mess of it, you know, because that can happen. I'm sure you all know. Right, so this one gets glue on the top. And glue along here. There we go. We can close that up. Okay. Right, so again, you've got your pockets at the top there. They all got pockets at the top there, and we've got these 3. This one doesn't need anything doing except fold in your lines, and I've just cut out a circle there, and there we go. All right, so good to go. Now I'm going to lay these up, and I'm going to start by taking the flaps on the right and putting these together. So I want to just arrange them. So I'm going to have this one a slightly higher, I think, and I'm going to put this one slightly lower like that. Okay, so this is a version of something I made with my Floral Folly journal long ago, over a year ago. So I'm doing a version of that, but slightly different with the arrangements. So you've got all 3 of those together. You want to hold it here, turn it over, and you want to stick these down now. So I'm going to stick these all together while we've got them as we want them. There we go. Okay, now you can just trim down any excess here. It's not really a crisis because We will be sticking something over there, but I'm just keeping it neat. There we go. So everything is now together, all right? So we've got that, and we've got that. And before I do anything else, I'm going to use this, as I forgot to show you this paper. Right, this is just my lacy background paper, which I use a lot. And Bree sent me a message the other day saying to me, can I make something where you hide your little secret places for writing? So I thought, yes, who's going to look on the back of that? So here we go. So this is, I've cut these out, and I want to stick this up against the side. I don't want to cover everything. This is a place to do some, make some notes. So I'm going to just use my glue. I've used my trimmer to my Tim Holtz, what's this called, deckled edge trimmer, but any scissors, tearing ruler, or anything else, even your fingers, it will all work. So don't shove it right into the fold line. I just want to get this down before I put things on the top, and then it's all chunky. So I'm going to get those there. So I've just cut out the 3 pieces and putting that on top here. There we go. And we can add some little decorations to that in a mo. Little small ones, just, you know, little indication of decorations. So just getting that there. I mean, you don't even have to stick this on the back here, but it's just making it seem that that is a place to write on. So that's why I've done it. And yeah, I quite like it. I'm trying to keep this stack pretty flat as I can, well, at least on the underside. So we'll try and do that. Okay, so we've got that there, and so far so good. It still seems to be pretty flat. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Right, now I'm going to put some little decorations on here. But before I do that, let's just stick. I've got my little cute little butterfly saucer, and I want to just put, I've fussy cut some bits from the kit. The flowers, the leaves, you've seen us use those before. Some bees, birds from the sheet and all that sort of thing. I just want to put a couple of bits here just to pretty it up a little bit. So maybe just small bits. So this one here, whatever you have, trying to use from the kit, but and I like using the sheets for the background for this sort of thing. So I'm just going to put some little bits here and there, and there you go, there's the first one. And maybe just a little butterfly, you know, just to finish it off, make it a little pretty. So that's easily done. So yeah, I like all sides to be pretty. On this side we'll use the longer one, I think. So let's put that down. Okay, so we'll just stick that there like that. And it just sort of finishes it off. So it's nice to look at the pretty things, isn't it? So we've got that. I've got a little bee. Now, these I did use from this paper, and I did make it a bit bigger. So it was, when I printed it, I just increased the percentage to double. And I'm going to just put the bee here. Right, so we've got that. And then the last little one, I think I'm going to take, that one's probably a bit too big. This one's better. We'll just use this one. So how cute is that? And nothing here is going to bulk this up very much because it's just a piece of paper and pretty flat. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll get that down, and a great place just to have secret writing spots. Little are we going to have you there? I think that's perfect. Right. So yeah, cut out the little bits when you're cutting out things and you see, oh, I can use that little scrap and cut it out. Cut out a pile of little fussy cuts, because when they're around you, you tend to use them more. So there we go. How cute is that? Right. Now I want to decorate here. So this is where you're going to need a few pieces of lace, a couple of fussy cuts, die cuts, and little scrappy bits. And I'm using some quotes here and some lace. All right, so I haven't used the blue lace yet. So I thought, because of the page that we're using, it's got a few bits of blue. I wanted to bring in the blue. I'm just going to stick this at the end here. Just at the end a little bit. So I just want to cut this off. Now, I don't need to be too worried because the end is going to have a little decoration. That's perfect for that little tub of mine. And then over here, I'm going to stick down, stand tall and face the sun. I really like that saying. All right, so we've got this that we want to stick on. I've got my little sentiment, as I said. I got this that was gifted to me from Janita, and I've cut it off from a long line, and I thought that was perfect to match with this. And then again, these little bits that from the fussy cutting that we talked about, so from this sheet and that sheet. Okay, so I want to start off by putting this down. I'm not going to stick anything. This is not going to be a pocket, so we want to get these down first. So I've got one of these, I've got one of these, and I don't mind that they extend a little bit over the edge. I'm happy with that, just a little bit. And I'm just arranging them how I want them before I go and stick it all down. So let's do it on top. And then I've got this little bit that I'm going to put over there like that. All right, so I need to get this over as possible, as far as possible. And not to forget that I need to stick on that lace. So we'll be mindful of that. We'll get it the right way. So we want to get this over here. And I'm getting it as far right as I possibly can. Then I'm going to stick on this lace. I'm going to just put some glue here. I wonder if we shouldn't stick it on the underside. Let's see if that will be better. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll get some of this Fabri-Tac glue onto the underside here of this, all the way to the edge. Now you can see I haven't quite shoved it into the fold line there. You don't want to do that. It might make it a bit bulky. So we are just going to trim that off a little bit like that. And then that should be able to fold back, and I think that's cute. Right, now again, we wanted to go back to these. We've got this here. I'm mindful of covering up the writing. So I'm just going to stick these two down. So let's start with this one. Right, I definitely hope you guys are well. I've been having a lot of soup lately and enjoyed reading lots of the comments that you guys sent me about the smells of fall and autumn and the spices that the Americans like to use for their eating. And gosh, you did transport me right there. And yes, I ended up eating a lot of warm dinners and spicy things, which were delicious. So yeah, we've got to be positive, and I know a lot of people don't like the colder months, and there's even a term for it, which I can't remember. But no, I think that we've got to embrace each one and enjoy it for what it is, don't we? Right, so I'm going to stick this one a little lower, I think. A little lower, yeah. And it will come over just a little bit, so I don't want it to stick on the underneath one. So I'm just going to open it up for the moment while it's drying. And then we've got this little blue one. I want to put that over there. Yeah, so that'll just then tell me where to place this little bitty one over there. Now this one also came from that same sheet that the long pocket for the long tag is going to go into, and again I've just enlarged it a little bit. Right, so we want to just put that like that. Okay, then we can take our fabric glue and get this little one down. Right, so I want to just get it so that this petal is on the end there, and maybe just a little higher. There we go. So how cute is that? Oops, don't fall off, little pearl. Okay, so we've got that one done, and I quite like it. So there's our first layer. I have got a little piece of that same paper from the pouch. I'm going to use that as a little pocket. over here, so I'm going to stick that down there. But I'm also going to use one of my little doilies and I had. So this is from my doilies 2 kit, and you've got this one, a bigger one, and let me grab the page behind me. This set here, so you can see I've cut that off there, and then you've got a smaller one, so I'm just using the smaller one. Any doily that you have will work, or even a real actual doily. So I'm going to put that there, this on top, like that, and have that peek out, and I just need to establish how much I want it to peek out. So I didn't want it to peek out too much, so I'm just sort of checking out how I have it here. So I've got that like that, and I think I want that like that. Yeah. Okay, so we're making some layers here. So my way to sort this out is just to give it a little draw. And I can always rub that out, but generally I don't usually see it. All right, so that I know where I want this. This one now, I'm going to just put some glue down there and down there, not on that other side. And I'll show you why, because I'm going to extend the pocket a little bit. So we've got that there on those 2 sides. And then I'm going to take this bit, and it was like that. So now I'm going to put some glue on here, just so that it carries on extending the pocket a little bit when I slide the other bit over. Let's put it on here, and then at least I know it's in the right place. I think that's the way to do it. All right, so it's just like that really, and then we don't want it on there. Okay, so we can now match that up to where we want it. Before, yeah, I've got the glue on there, so that's all right. And we can just see where else that goes, but I think I've covered it. Right, so what I've done now, which sounded quite confusing, by putting the glue on the edge there, I've really extended this pocket, so it's right across there now. All right, so I want to just see I've got it where I want it, and it looks all right. I'm happy with that. Okay, so again, I've got some little bits that I want to put on. A little bird from the bird sheet. I've got one of these little yellow ones that I'm going to stick down over here. I've got one of the leaves from this page and one of the purple sheets from that page, and I'm going to just arrange them like that. Let's just get these things on first. So we'll start with this. Just wanted a little bit of the yellow to peek through. Then we've got our little green leaf, and I love using these. These are just lovely leaves. So I said more on this side, which is great. Make it up a bit. There we go. And if we do that like that, then we've got a little bird, and we can just see the bird peeking out there. So me and my layers. I make life complicated for myself, don't I? And probably then for you too. Right, let's just see if I can get the bird just to look like he's... We'll try. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's okay. And then I've got a little bee, which we'll put at the top here. Right, so we've got all the birds and bees covered. Right, so we'll put you up there. All right, so there we've got our second little pocket done, and this we will put something in there. So there's that one. And then on this one over here, last but not least, I've got another piece of lace. I've got this, the hum of bees is the voice of the garden. Perfect, Elizabeth Lawrence. That's going to make a little pocket just over there. And I've got 2 little die cuts. So we've got a little green one and a little yellow one. And I have a piece of lace that's going to possibly go again on the underside, so that it's just peeking out like that. So let's get those stuck, and then I've got a little bee. So I'm going to use this underside again, and let's lift it up so we don't stick things together. Let's just use the fabric glue and just get that bit of glue down over here like that. So I'm just putting on my lace. Yeah, I love that. That's looking good. And then all we want to do is make a little pocket there. We'll stick that on last. I'm going to put these two little bits on. I'm going to have this one slightly lower and leaning this side like that. There we go. And press that all down nice and flat. And then I've got a little bee again. And then make a little pocket with this, so we can fit in a nice flat piece of ephemera. So just on the 3 sides, perfect little quote, and makes a perfect little pocket. So we'll just stick that just down there like that. All right, so there we go. We've got all of that there, and it's looking really cute. Now we're going to stick this down into our book. So let me grab that quickly. All right, so I've just taken this page out, and on the underside we've got this lovely one that we did with the envelopes, and I do love that. So on this side we're going to stick this. Now bear in mind that we want to stick this as well, so I'm going to make it pretty low like that. Not quite that low, I think maybe there. Let's just make a little mark again, just so I know where I want it. And I'm going to put the glue on this flap that's sticking out over here, and I'm going to use the fabric tack, not because of fabric, but it gives me a moment just to line things up, and sometimes you need that little moment, don't you? So I'm going to just put that back over there and turn that around, and somehow there's no way of not getting glue all over the place, is there? And then I'm going to just stick that like that, and then lift it all up quickly while I just run that down with my fingers, and just use my eraser and take the pencil mark off if it's still there. Right, while that is gluing, I'm going to take this pocket and cover up this bit here. I don't want to take it straight up to the fold line. As you know, it'll make this stand up a bit, so I'm going to move it slightly away and just use, as you at the door, I'm just going to use my glitter glue here. We can then get that in place. So hopefully I have not got it too far in. No, I haven't, so that's good. Right, and then just take your bone folder and just press that down nice and flat. I'm going to have to let the dog in because she's scratching at the door. Please forgive me. So not as flat as I hoped, but it's fine. It'll get flatter once the book's closed, as you can see. Right, so now what I've done is we're going to take our ephemera. So this is the little ephemera box. This little one, as I showed you, that goes into the back. So we can slide that into the back over here. There we go. This is our writing spot. And then over here, I have a lovely tag, this beautiful one, which I've just stitched and put a ribbon on and used recycled packaging. That's going to go into that back pocket. This one can come a little higher, I think. Right, so we've got that there and that a little lower. There we go. And then over here we have a little ephemera card. This ephemera all comes from my ephemera Bird and Bees kit. God, I got lots of glue on me. And have fun taking that off later. And the tags, this tag comes from my add-on kit, so it's part of this whole collection. This is just a bee. I've backed it with this paper, which I like to use, 2 sheets of 160 GSM or 60 pound weight, makes it nice and robust. So I'm going to just stick that in there. Nice writing spot again. And then over here I've got this ephemera piece, which I've put this ribbon in. I've put a tab on the top there, and again backed it onto the same type of paper, so that can just go into the back over there like that. And over here I have this little card also from the kit that's going to slide into our little pocket, and as you can see, you've got a pocket space straight across there now. So that's what we've got over there. And then the little one in the front, we're leaving it plain, but this goes into the little pocket. And again, I've put a tab on there, little yellow one. So this will just go into this pocket over here. And there we go. Lots of ribbons and bibbins and bows. Ribbons, bibbins and bows. And there's our little layered pocket. What do you think of that? So lots of little things. The bird looks like it's taking the nectar out there. We've got little bees everywhere, little birds. I think this is adorable. And that's our little project. Lots of place to write, secret spots, just for Bree. And there you go. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. It's been fun, and I love doing layered envelopes, and I love all the ribbons and things. I love it to look layered and interesting, so I hope that you have lots of fun putting together. And remember, it doesn't have to be in this kit. You can have the fun putting together the papers that you choose to put if you want to use it in a different theme. This is going to look great in any journal. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. I'm going to go and work on another little project for you on Friday. I'm having a lovely day of crafting. It's just the weather for it, really. So go and have some lovely smells of fall or autumn, or spring if you're down under. But I believe the weather's not so warm there. You'll have to let me know, ladies. So keep me posted on what's happening in the southern hemisphere. And yeah, I love hearing from you all. And don't forget, take advantage of the sales and the lower exchange rate and the weak pound, because you can pick up a bargain. I'll see you all very soon. See you Friday. Bye.